Honestly, I feel bad for saying this because I'm pretty sure there was something mentally wrong with this guy, and a lack of medication was administered before he left to go to the store, but fuck. Fuck the people that I know watch over this guy and didn't accompany him to the store, nor make sure that he was stable enough to be in a public setting by himself. Like, what the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna make this short because if I take too long, I'm gonna talk shit, and I don't want to do that, especially about this person. So about a month or two ago, I had a customer who again looked weird. He looked like Doc Brown, but like Doc Brown's cousin who stuck a fork in an electrical socket because his hair was all over the place. But whatever, that was his style. That's cool, I guess. Anyway, this guy was standing in line for about 2 or 3 minutes, and even though I was helping other customers, the times I would look up to see how long the line was when I would wait for receipts to print, every time I looked up, I would notice a large gap between customers and this one guy. And let me just say, he was in the middle. So immediately, I was hoping that I wouldn't get this guy because I automatically assumed that he smelled, hence the reason why people avoided him. And it's not too far off an assumption, considering for some odd reason, some customers that come into the store tend to smell really fucking bad. But it was whatever, and as my luck would have it, he ended up being my customer. Thanks God. So it turns out he didn't stink, he was just off. He was very jittery, so his words were often compact in a bunch of jittery, bumbled up sentences explained in a constant stutter, which was fine. I tried to be polite and patient as possible with him so he'd be comfortable during the transaction and not so nervous, going so far as to actually hear him out when he was complimenting the store and rambling on about whatever. But then I had to run his card. And boy, did hell break loose after that. Okay, it's not like I was double charging him and he was freaking out about that. But he was just getting mad and neurotic because his card wouldn't read, so I couldn't charge him at all and the transaction couldn't continue because his card essentially didn't work. This guy... Not only was he repeatedly telling me that his card actually worked, but he began to yell at me to make it work. Now, it's kind of hard for me to hold back my words, because that's another thing I don't like when customers do, to yell things that are impossible for me to do. And yeah, just the yelling and then the impossible thing. It's just it's kind of annoying. I know this guy had a problem. He wasn't being an asshole for the sake of being an asshole, but boy did it come off like that. Either way, I told him I'd do what I can, and at some point he made a comment about our card readers being old, to which I responded that yes, they were. And then and there, I thought we had both found common ground so he'd chill out, but nope. As soon as I ran his card again and it didn't read, out of fucking nowhere, he starts screaming that he wanted his card back. And mind you, he's screaming in a way where it makes it seem like I'm holding his card hostage. Fuck. Oh my god. I was so annoyed because I was trying to help this guy, but he wasn't seeing it that way. So instead, he wanted to alarm everyone near the registers that he was now yelling and stepping away from my counter with his hand out because he was expecting his card back because apparently I still had it, but apparently I was holding it hostage. So rather than apologize or just say anything at all, I gave the guy a simple fuck you smirk and set his card on the counter, to which he walked off to a different register to get help, only to have the same shit happen again, except this time he pissed off my supervisor by calling him incompetent and asking for a manager to speak to that was on his level of intelligence. And went so far as to ask the other cashier to verbally communicate with her computer and tell it that his card has money on it, then ask if the store can connect with his bank through our computers to prove that he has money. That, good sir, is called hacking, which is illegal. I don't think he knew that. Now, it was obvious that even though this guy had problems, the fact that no one was around to help him with his purchases or basically hold his hand when it came to communicating with other people is beyond me. I'm not blaming him even though he annoyed me. I'm blaming that he was by himself in that situation. I've told this story to my friends, and of course, because I explained that there was something wrong with this guy, they immediately started thinking of possible situations that he could have been in, also that it would prompt me to feel sorry for him and or his disposition, but I didn't do that. Because yes, sure, I don't know him or his life, but what I do know is that he was a grown-ass man in clean clothes that found his way to my job to get components that he needed for whatever project that he was mumbling about while he was at my register, and wanted to pay for it with his card that was in his name. Also, he could yell unintelligible stuff that was impossible for anyone to do, such as have a conversation with a computer or connect to his bank so that he could later pay for his stuff and head home. Do I believe that he lives by himself based off of that information I know of him? Hell no. Because I personally don't think he's capable or was capable to get that shit by himself in his disposition. I will admit, I am ignorant to any programs or any means of assistance when it comes to people with problems able to get these things, but I do know that the end all be all, even if he was a part of these programs, he got assistance somehow. So yeah, I do believe he got help for that, and I believe that that specific help is responsible to at least watch him, but to that help that thought he'd be fine shopping in an electronics store by himself, possibly off meds, is pretty fucking insane. Again, that guy was annoying, but I'm more annoyed that someone thinks it's responsible to have him walking around by himself to purchase things when it's clear he doesn't have a clear comprehension of how retail works or how transactions in itself works. I have had customers with special needs, and they had people with them to help them. And you know what? Both of them were pleasant. But this guy... oh boy, that was pretty irritating. And what was more irritating was the fact that that guy came back into the store by himself again, and I had to help him again under the guidance of my annoying asshole supervisor, to which I find even more fucking annoying because I still question as to why he is a supervisor, but whatever. I don't even know why I'm ranting. All I know is that guy came back and he seemed a lot more calmer and less erratic, unlike before. So essentially, that transaction wasn't too bad with him. It's just the one prior was crazy as hell, and seeing him again reminded me of that transaction, and I got annoyed. I don't even know why I'm ranting. I'm just annoyed, and complaining makes me feel better.